The principal had been there since the start. He remembered the very first students who had first started their schooling here. He remembered how hard it had been to stop teaching and take up this new job they had offered him. He had finally decided to accept the post of principal, believing he could do more good in offering a framework for teaching than in teaching. The principal wanted to do good. The world had so many problems. There was no way a child could end up well if he were not protected from it. It hurt him that he had to send the students back to the real world at the end of each day. He was saddened that he had to have them perform drills preparing for nuclear attack, huddling in hallways that would crumble like playing cards when the bomb would hit. Whereas the uniform was meant to create unity amongst the students, a sense of belonging that superseded color or creed. He had liked seeing them pass in small groups in the streets. He liked how, being that they taught both primary and high school levels in his school, the older students could help the younger ones out. These were good students. They were his students. Walking in the hallway, he would listen closely, hearing echoes of Shakespeare, Aristotle, Newton, and Napoleon. He liked most to see the shadow of doubt lift itself and the sparkle of understanding born in the eyes of children who knew a little more today thanks to him. History had always been his favorite subject, and he was saddened he could no longer teach it. He did try to make the teachers and students alike realize the great tradition they were irrevocably a part of. The premier had come some time ago. He had told the principal how great a school this was, which had made him very proud. "The best of all our schools," he said with unmasked admiration. "Your children know more of math and art and history and literature than any other. The rest of the world is envious of what has been achieved here, and no one is more to thank than you." But that had been some time ago. Now the school had closed its doors. All there was left was echoes of footsteps and writing on the wall. Maybe not such a bad thing, he sometimes thought. He did not know when it had happened, but he knew that at some point, his way of doing things had become the only way. The wall of protection he had raised had become a prison from the world. He pointed to ulterior success as proof of his method, but somehow it was evident even to him that his students were not happier for all the knowledge they possessed. The world of books made them thirst for more than he could offer. The uniform had become a thin veil disguising the students from what they were no longer permitted to be. The premier had returned and shut down the school. For lack of funds, he said, and maybe it was true. But it was the world that had broken down the school walls, and the principal could do nothing because he had been the last to see.